Righto. Will you please pray silence for Rose Clark, who's the area manager, ranger of the Peak District National Park Authority.
Good afternoon, everybody. For those who are visiting, welcome to Hartington, and thank you very much for coming. I'm obviously one of the rangers for the National Park, and I work quite closely, or I've got to know quite a lot of you in the village. It's in sort of the area that I cover in the National Park, and I've been really privileged to be able to work with such fantastic people on this project to produce a revamped village trail. So you're probably all sick of hearing about it now, but for those who don't already know what this is, where it came from, I do quite a bit of work with Hartington Primary School, and one day Jill, the head teacher, asked me if we could do something, quote, do something about the panel that was on the wall outside the school, which some of you may have seen, it's just tucked round the corner there, which was the original picture trail panel that had been put in along with this picture trail, we reckon about in the late 1980s, so over 20 years ago. The youth hostel and the National Park and various other people produced this picture trail as an interpretive trail for people to do in the village. Over the years, obviously it's been quite a while, the panel had got a bit faded and it's looking past its best. So I scratched my head for quite a while and thought, right, well, we need a new panel. Why don't we update the village trail at the same time? And it'd be a good opportunity to get the school involved in producing a brand new panel and expand it slightly. So we've got a lot more information and a village map. And then as more people got involved, the teachers, school children, some of the National Park staff, the interpretation officer, Derbyshire Dales District Council Tourism Officer came on board. We met Liz in the school, and she probably wishes she'd never met me. And Liz has been brilliant at helping deliver this. And then the parish council, the community group. So we basically formed a project group probably nearly 2 years ago. And our ultimate aim was to produce a new self-guided village trail. So it was a friendly trail that people could take around the village, very similar to the one that the children produced all those years ago. And they could learn a bit about the rich cultural heritage of Hartington and why it's such a fantastic place to visit, which I don't need to tell those who live here. But it would maybe keep them in the village a bit longer, and they could go and spend a bit more money to help the economy a bit, but also learn about some of the things that you might not notice when you're looking around, or you might not realise the significance of some of the points that we've got around the village. So the end result, won't ramble on too much, is this village trail leaflet, which we can fantastically offer for free for anybody to pick up. Lots of businesses and residents and further afield, as well as just the village, have kindly agreed to have this on display to give out to people who come and stay or visit. But we've also got it on the internet as well as a downloadable version, so hopefully people will come and download it first and then come and have a wander around the village and learn a bit about the village, meet a few of you folk as well. And then also, during the trail, the process, it appeared that some of the villages were quite keen on having some information panels anyway, just in the village, because there wasn't really a lot, apart from the panel on the school, which was looking a bit tired and kind of lived its life. There wasn't really much to actually tell people what was special about the village and why they should stay here and why they'd come. I mean, obviously a lot of people come to visit Dovedale, but there is a lot within the village itself that's also worth looking at. So we came up with the idea of having a new panel on the school, and then also a panel by the pump, which we're going to go down to in a bit. Just a general information panel, but they also link in with the village trail. So hopefully some of you have had a go already, and we did a lot of trialling, a lot of proofing, consulting with everybody that we thought we needed to, and we've come up with this fantastic tool so it can be used by visitors, people who live here or live elsewhere in the national park, but also with our education team as well, because they still use the old one. But they're also hoping to use this one as well, so yeah, kind of a good comparison. And you can do as little or as much as you want of it, and the answers are all on the back. So, as well as the wealth of information, which I have to say was one of the hardest jobs, wasn't it? Cutting out to get it all to fit into this 8-page leaflet. Was all the information about the village, because there's just so much. It's been a brilliant journey for me just to learn a bit more about everything and meet new people as well. And then the children have done a brilliant job, which they're going to show you a bit more about what they did on this project. But you'll probably have guessed that they've been the main artists for the trail as well. Hopefully you'll agree that haven't they done a brilliant job? Really, really chuffed with the schoolers and everybody else as well in the village and what the work that they've done. And we're also featuring Detective Duck, who helps us guide us around the village, stopping us getting lost. And today that's Thomas, isn't it? So if you've got any questions about getting lost, Thomas is your man today. He might be able to find you where you are on the map. So I won't ramble on too much, but hopefully you can have a look around the trail, have a go at the trail, which Liz will mention in a bit. We've got the displays here from the new trail, and the kids learning about it. Some of the artwork from our map artist, where is Mr. Eccles? Hartington, here we are, who came on board to do the actual village map. Kids work, and we've got the old, if you want to have a look at what the panel looked like originally, around the corner, and we've also got quite a bit of the original artwork from when the kids did it over 20 years ago as well. I don't know if there's any of them in the room now. They'll be grown up now, won't they? So if you are, let yourself know at some point. So I'm just, I think we're doing some thank yous later, but thank you very much for everybody for the support. I'm not going to name names because there's too many of you, and I've really enjoyed working on it. So I'll hand it back to Brian.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Rose. Right, now we have a wonderful presentation by the children of Hartington Church of England Primary School.
Right,
Our guests of honour, Mr. Tony Fable, Chair of the Peak District National Park Authority, and Mr. David Annett is the Chairman of the Hartington Parish Council. Thank you.
First of all, can I thank Detective Thomas Duck? Thank you very much, Detective. Although I have found out one thing this afternoon, which I don't think you found out yet, Detective, is that there's a little boy here called Jack who is 6 today. But I think his mum's helping with the refreshments. And he's 6 today.
I'm not Jack.
Very sorry. But I hope you have a lovely birthday. And you're going to pop some cake, that is for sure. Anyway, some things I have learned whilst I've been here. This is a marvellous community, a typical actual Derbyshire and almost Staffordshire community where people do work very closely together, and it shows, doesn't it? Population, what, just over 300? Fantastic what you've done. And I must say, on behalf of the National Park, thank you very much to you David, and your team, and to Liz, who, as soon as I saw as I came in, I said to you, there's a mover and shaker. Am I right? Yes. I bet you can't hide from her for long before she gets you going. Anyway, thank you very much. Also, I met Elspeth Walker, who was your head teacher here 30 years ago. Am I right, Elspeth? There you are, and who is partly responsible for this wonderful show here. And, of course, Trevor, I've met before, your town crier and arch stone waller. I understand he's responsible for one of the plinths, am I right? Thank you very much indeed. And I'd like to just finally to mention Rose Clark, who I think has worked tirelessly. We are very proud of her at the National Park Authority, because for us to connect with local communities is terribly important. It's very important because the park can't do its work without the help of communities like this, and certainly the visitors need the authority and local communities to work together, because the authority can't do everything on its own, and I don't think communities can do everything on their own. So this is a wonderful example of what can be achieved, and to not only for those of us who live here in the park, I live in the north of the park, and not only for us to enjoy it, but those people who come here to share this absolutely most wonderful place in the whole world, I think. We're all very lucky, aren't we? And we do have to share it. And I think that this village trail is going to give a great deal of pleasure to people who come here. And not only to the children who work terribly hard, and their head teacher, and Sam. Say it like that, Sam. Thanks very much.
I'm just here really to say on behalf of the village, thanks to everyone, and I think this is just another example of how no one group makes anything happen in Hartington. Whatever we do, whatever happens, it seems somehow to involve so many different groups of people and so many people in general. And I think it's a fantastic thing about the village how people come, they're often unsung, but they come and join in and make things happen between themselves, between the community in this village. And I think that is something that is very, very positive for Hartington. And the second thing I just want to say is we should remember the businesses and the people who have supported this. Liz has done a great job. Most of this has been grant funded. This isn't costing the village anything at all. It's been grant funded and then it's been supported by all the local businesses. There's a whole list of them there to see who helped, and I'm not going to try and mention anyone by name, but thank you businesses, thank you commercial organisations, thank you everyone for trying to make this come together. So that's all. It's not a parish council project this, we helped in the small way in which we could. This is another great example of a Hartington project from the community in general. So thank you all.
Before we go down to the pump, which our town crier with his bell and pipe like will take us en route, we hope that you will take from our people who will be stationed at the door, so I'm hoping people like Sarah and Janet have got a whole load of leaflets. Please, even though the weather I know is not wonderful, if you could have a go at doing even a little bit of the trail, and when you've done that, if you come back, yes, believe it or not, there is more tea and more cake, alright? Yeah. But most importantly, as David has mentioned, there are some fantastic prizes on here. Not just the the cheese shop, beautiful cheese in there, wonderful items from the village stores, but there are vouchers from the youth hostel, from the Devonshire, from the Cotton, from the Rook. So please do come back with your trail. There's no charge for tickets. If you have a little go, even if you've only been to one place, we'll give you a ticket. We'll do the draw probably around about 3:30, 4:45. Okay, so maybe just give ourselves about an hour or so to have a go. And then we'll do the draw. People will be able to take their prizes. And if you want any more tea and cake, you're very, very welcome. Okay, I'll hand back now to our trails are only great. Our town crier who will trail us down there.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Right, thank you very much. So if you'd all like to follow me down to the plinth at the pub. So